Hey, good morrow to this fair assembly, my TJ scholars, and welcome to yet another week. We are closing in on summer, my friends. Guys, today is Monday, May the 24th, and we have some things to celebrate here, guys. Obviously, I think it's worth celebrating the fact that summer is coming up, but I also want to celebrate everybody's work during the last 2 weeks with SOL testing. And I want to talk about this just a little bit this week, guys. I think the thing that we have to celebrate is not your scores. Your scores were good, they were very good. But I don't think that's what we want to celebrate. I think we want to celebrate the fact that everybody, you guys, you sat down and you got into it. You worked hard, you did your best, and no matter what the score, guys, no matter what the score, every single person, listen to me now, every single person that is hearing this, that took an SOL, no matter what your score, you need to be proud. You need to be proud because you worked hard and you thought. And this test, guys, is just one test, just one test. There's a lot more important things in the world than a test. And the good part is that you guys are going to get to experience that. So once again, congratulations on your good work. Friends, we also, as I said, we now have 14 days of school left. 14 days of school. That means a couple things. You may have heard me say on the announcements the other morning that sometimes with summer coming, it's easy for us to get really excited and we know that good things are ahead and things like that. And so it's easy for us to sort of lose track of what do we need to do. Let's make sure that we're thinking when we're out on the playground. Let's make sure that we are at our best, and that we are being safe, respectful, responsible, all those things that we talk about all the time. But I think the reason that I want to bring up the fact that we have 14 days left of school, guys, is that means we have 14 days here at Thomas Jefferson Elementary to do some good. So what can you do over the next 14 days that will really matter, that can really do some good for people? Food for thought. Okay, so that is it. This now, friends, takes us to where is Mr. Swanson? And you can see that right behind me are some fountains. And I'm very, very sad to say that those fountains are not at Thomas Jefferson Elementary. So you know that I am someplace. We always, though, start with where was Mr. Swanson. And last week, guys, we showed you there was this really big, nice house in the background. And I told you a couple things about it. I said that there was a famous attorney general that lived there for a long time. There was a president of the United States who lived at that house very briefly, and those two people were brothers. And then I also gave you sort of a strange clue that Mr. Swanson really likes barbecue that is made with hickory wood. We had a lot of people that figured this out, and the place that I was at last week is called Hickory Hill. Hickory Hill, and the two famous politicians that I was talking about are President John Kennedy. He lived at that house briefly, and then his brother Robert Kennedy, who was just an incredibly impressive person. He lived at that house for a very long time. So Hickory Hill, it's over in McLean, pretty famous place, pretty awesome to think about all the things that happened there. I want to give a shout out to Miss Allen's class. They put on their detective skills, and when they heard all these clues, they started with famous politicians who were brothers, and then they learned about the Kennedy brothers, President John Kennedy and Robert Kennedy, and then they took my word Hickory. They did a search with the Kennedy brothers and Hickory, and lo and behold, they discovered Hickory Hill. So nice job, Miss Allen's class. We also had correct answers from Miss Hicks' class, Miss Checka's class, Mrs. Dubois' class, Miss Caswell, and Miss Cowell's class. So nicely done, friends. So that takes us to where is Mr. Swanson now? I'm going to get up and move around just a little bit. So today's clues, guys, we're actually going to try to trip you up a little bit, okay? For today, obviously, you see this unbelievably pretty fountain in the background, and that is my location. That is where I'm at. Now, in order to help you, I am going to give you a couple pretty famous quotes, okay? This one might be tough, and you're going to have to do a little research here, okay? So you see this building back here, this building right there. There. That building, if you go in that building, guys, you will see some old papers. And for one of the first times in American history, you would see the printed words, "We the people in order to form a more perfect union." Okay? We the people in order to form a more perfect union, and then there's a lot of other stuff. And you would see that, okay? In that same building, you would also see an old piece of paper that contains the phrase, "Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness," okay, in that building right there. Now, in a building down here, way behind those trees, you would see another place where every 4 years, one American says the phrase, "Faithfully execute the office of President of the United States." Faithfully execute the office of President of the United States every 4 years. Okay? So, those are your clues. Again, here's the thing that we want. Where am I? What is this? Where am I? And then remember the clues. That building back there, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and we the people in order to form a more perfect union. And then way down there, way behind those trees, every 4 years we hear the phrase, "Faithfully execute the office of President of the United States." So let's see if we can't put all those things together and figure out, where is Mr. Swanson? All right, my friends, just like always, let's make it an awesome day. We can do that by being safe, respectful, and responsible, just like every single day, no matter where we are, boys and girls. Let's do some good today. Have a good one, Tigers.